When Amanda Waller renders the superheroes of the DC Universe completely powerless, a brand new resistance will need to rise up if they ever hope to topple Waller's new anti-superhuman world order. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Absolute Power issue number 1, the grand kickoff to DC's big new summer event, and find out together, shall we? So then, as we join the book, we're treated to a scene you've probably seen a lot of in the backs of your regularly scheduled comics. A group of masked thieves attempt to rob a building only to come face to face with Superman. One of the crooks ends up getting so amped he opens fire on the Man of Steel. Now, naturally, we would know that this would end up having no effect. However, it would seem that Amanda Waller's long-laid master plan is already in the works, as Superman actually ends up getting shot and falls out of the sky, his amazing power seemingly stolen out from under him when no one was watching. All of this ends up just being the tip of the iceberg too, as after that we check on in with Animal Man, who it seems only shows up in these events to lose, right? To really get over the severity of the situation. And sadly, that trend seems to continue here in this big event. Buddy and his daughter respond to a disturbance at the park only to get rushed by a bunch of angry people who believe that these superheroes have come to kill them. They attack Buddy and his daughter, and much like Superman, Buddy can't really do much to defend himself. Now, as we learn from Batman and Damian, scenes like this are playing out all over the world right now as regular everyday citizens take up arms against the superhero community. But why, you might be wondering? Well, it seems over the last 72 hours, the internet has been absolutely inundated with artificially altered clips showing superheroes committing mass murders and other such horrifying atrocities, which means that the regular everyday populace has been whipped up into an anti-superhero bloodlust. The Flash says that the Justice League should make some sort of statement on the matter. Unfortunately, the Justice League hasn't existed as an entity for a little while now, and Nightwing and the Titans are stretched very thin, trying to respond to all the chaos. One of the only holdouts for this massive disinformation campaign is, of course, the Daily Planet and Lois Lane. But even they end up having the control taken away from them as their servers are remotely hacked by someone very powerful who also ends up broadcasting anti-superhero propaganda. This person is, of course, revealed to be none other than Amanda Waller, head of the Bureau of Sovereignty, head of Task Force X, as well as the brand new Task Force 7. Now, if you've been reading a lot of different DC comics over the last couple of years, you'll know that Amanda Waller has moved from morally gray, shadowy spy master to full-on Machiavellian world-conquering villain, and this is her grand master plan: take control of the media, both traditional and social, and slowly but surely play on people's fears of superpowered individuals so that she can swoop on in, destroy them, and look like a hero savior herself all at the same time. Hell, this plan is so dastardly even some of her co-conspirators like Sarge Steele is starting to question Waller's own sanity. I mean, hey, it was one thing to go after the Amazons and the Titans when they actually did step on the toes of the American government, but here Waller is just actively making stuff up. And as we learn from this deliciously evil monologue, she's been thinking about this stuff for a very long time.
It's unbelievable how wrong the Luthers and Jokers of the world have gotten it all this time. You don't need fear gas to shift public opinion. You don't need telepathic mind control. In a world run in media echo chambers, no matter how many busloads of non-Superman saves, you can make an uncomfortably large number of people doubt their own eyes and ears. All you have to do is refine your messaging into a memorable catchphrase: superheroes are coming for you, and repeat it 50,000 times.
Now, how is Waller able to make this multi-pronged fake news attack on public perception possible? Well, the secret sauce turns out to be the BRAINIAC QUEEN. BRAINIAC's last great creation, a living ultra-computer that just so happens to view Amanda Waller as her loving mother. But that's not the only secret weapon in the Wall's arsenal either. She's also managed to Shanghai Dreamer into servitude and manipulate her dream-walking abilities to go after her enemies in their sleep, as well as the brand new rebuilt and reconstituted FAILSAFE robot, once Batman's greatest contingency plan, now turned into the ultimate chess master tactician helping Waller run her Amazo League. But more on them in a minute. As we check on in with Cyborg and Oracle, they're doing everything in their power as master hackers to try and fight back against Waller's clear and obvious takeover of cyberspace. Only here's the crazy thing, at one point the deep fakes just end up stopping completely as Waller broadcasts a message to the world. Which, as the heroes note, is pretty damn terrifying, as up until now Waller was the sort of person who would never want to get her face out there, but now she's actively talking to the world saying that she is their only hope against the superpowered threat, and that they need not worry because the superhero's stranglehold on absolute power is going away very soon with the deployment of her brand new Amazo robots who are able to steal away superhuman powers. Oh, but these things are so much more devious than the regular Amazos we've seen before. Not only can these things steal away metahuman abilities, they can also short-circuit device-based heroes, and even counteract magical-based heroes, meaning the likes of Constantine and Zatanna aren't even safe from this newest onslaught. We see John and Connor Kent end up getting ambushed by one of these brand new Amazo robots when they try and stop Superman from falling out of the sky, only for John to end up getting taken captive. But the worst is still yet to come, as just to really add some salt into the wounds, not every member of the Justice League is on the same side right now. Because if you've been reading the Green Arrow book in the lead up to Absolute Power, you'll know that seemingly Oliver Queen has turned against Batman and the others and actively broken bad, joining Amanda Waller, saying that for once he wants to be on the right side of history and that powered people can't be trusted. Again, if you've been reading the Green Arrow book, it's probably not actually him, but if you want to know the answers, you're gonna have to read the tie-ins. Evil Green Arrow also ends up having quite the grim declaration for Batman and the rest of the Justice League as well, saying that help isn't going to be coming for them this time. Waller has thought of every possible angle, and has managed to not only close off the multiverse, the microverse, but also put a stop in time travel, as well as breaking bread with the United Nations of Planets, meaning that no external cosmic help will be coming anytime soon. The heroes are absolutely 100% stuck, many of them are depowered. The old tricks they would normally use to stop the Amazo robots don't work anymore, meaning they just can't break one and have their powers returned to them. And as the comic comes to a close, we see even the heroes who managed to survive capture, like Superman's young son John. Waller has even worse things planned for them on Gamora, the island nation she seized as her brand new base of operations and home to the biggest, nastiest super prison ever built. And so that was Absolute Power issue number 1, everybody, and I gotta say this one actually starts off pretty strong. I don't think I'm telling tales out of school here when I say that Mark Waid can most definitely still bring the heat as a writer, and this issue does a great job setting up the stakes, introducing the major players, and even if you weren't like me and you didn't read all the prologue material to this story, it does a really good job letting you in and explaining everything that's going on. Another thing that absolutely goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway, Dan Mora draws a beautiful freaking comic. So many of these images are pure poster quality, and they manage to end up exuding so much emotion and characterization with only just a couple panels here and there. Absolute Power also, to my surprise, kind of ends up being a really topical feeling story. What's the ultimate thing that's going to bring down the superheroes of the DC universe? Artificial intelligence. And not just the stuff that steals and cheapens comic book artwork either. I'm talking about the stuff that can be used to create deep fakes that can make people question reality and, you know, is going to be a massive bridge culturally we're all going to have to cross at some point. Overall, I think I'd feel comfortable giving this first issue an 8.5 out of 10. Some strong stuff here in this opening salvo, and I hope they can keep this kind of energy moving forward. If so, I think we'll be in for a great event.
Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers, a lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quest. That's the brand new D&D show I've started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow and, you know, help me continue to deliver content like what you just saw. So I want to thank you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.